Wagwan pussies, today we're doing a video with something that I've been wanting to try for a while. Now, there are some cheap versions of this that you can actually make at home that I'm going to get into at the end of the video, but first we're going to discover whether this version is actually worth it or not. Let's get straight into the video. So what this is it's a balance board by Sphera Boards, right? Full disclosure, they did send me the product, but they aren't paying me for this video, so this is going to be completely my opinion. It comes with these two balls here, and basically what these are for is you would put them here, and then obviously the ball will be on the other side, believe it or not. So you would put them on like that, make sure both balls are in position, and now it becomes like something you can balance on to practice. You can practice this at home if you've got a hardwood floor. Not really going to work on carpets, but don't worry, there are free versions of this that you can make at home that we're going to go through towards the end of this video. But first of all, we're going to try and see how I actually feel about this, because I think these are actually pretty fun, I can't lie. This version, like, I can't make anything this good at home. I feel like the only thing that I think is difficult is actually making sure the balls stay in the right place. But for like a core exercise, it is actually super fun. Obviously, you're not really going to be doing any mad tricks on this, but for practicing your balance, like even for me, the self-proclaimed manual master, I can manual for pretty far, right? I've actually considered trying to break the world record for manuals, and maybe you'll see that in a future video. But what you do with these is you're going to practice your balance on the board. If you're a beginner skater, this will probably help, but I can balance on a board almost perfectly. But yet this is giving me a lot of trouble, as you can see. Maybe this doesn't translate completely to a normal skateboard, because you'd think that as someone who does normal skateboarding all the time, that I would be able to just jump on this and be all right with it, you know? But don't get me wrong, it is fun, and it does feel quite satisfying when you get a nice little, like now, when you get a nice little balance on, it does feel pretty satisfying to stick with it. Now I think we're going to try it with one ball. Okay, now I'm going to roll one of these back to my bag. You stay there. And we're going to try and balance on one. Okay. Okay. Huh? Okay, now this is actually, I feel like, a little bit easier, but the thing is when the ball rolls to one side of it, like if it rolls to the north or the south side of it from where you're standing, then it becomes impeccably harder to balance. Like once the ball is in the middle, it seems all right, but as soon as you start to lose the balance, you've got to use your whole foot for this. Which, like with a skateboard, obviously you would normally be balancing on your toes. With this, you've got to use your whole feet on both sides. I feel like this is a good exercise for the core. I definitely feel my body is getting its money's worth here. And if you're someone that wants to practice skateboarding a bit less dangerously, I feel like this is going to be a good little starter place, but it's not going to help you massively, I don't think. Especially not on one ball. Like, you definitely have to use all of your foot for both feet. You've got to use your toes, your heels, your middles. Like, I feel like this is good for foot training. Maybe if you want to get your foot muscles like nice and toned. Do feet have muscles? I'm sure they do somewhere. If you want to get your foot muscles going to maybe adapt to a skateboard a bit better if you've never touched one before. And you can also use it for normal skateboarding. See that ollie? That was a fresh ollie. I actually did a kickflip on one of these before, didn't I? Overlay the clips of those now because it took me ages and I'm not battling it again. But shove it, it's completely fine. Can you do a shove it with the ball underneath? Let's find out. I don't think you can. But we will. You can, but the ball rolled away. So as I was doing my final bits of research on this video, checking out the price, for example, I go on their website and I see that the one version that they sent me cost £133. Now that is about $160. And if that isn't reason enough for you to make your own one for free and just test it out, like I'm going to show you in a minute in this video, then I do not know what is. Unless that shit is made out of Panda and sponsored by Gucci and Louis Vuitton, I have no idea why it should cost that much. Maybe there's a reason why. Maybe the wood is super expensive. You guys can let me know in the comments if you do know. And towards the end of this video, it's worth noting that I do give it a 3 out of 5 Tonys, but now that I've double checked the price, because when I filmed I thought this was going to be like £30, but now I'm taking that 3 out of 5 Tonys down to a 1 out of 5 Tonys, because I can't recommend it for that price. But if I'm missing something, do let me know in the comments. So I'm guessing you're wondering how you can make one of these at home, right? Well, it's actually very, very simple. You're going to want to get a 2-litre bottle of water, take an old deck with no trucks and wheels on it, and then just put the 2-litre bottle of water mostly full up underneath the board right in the middle, and then you can just balance on it at home. Obviously, it's not going to be as good because the water will eventually burst, especially if you're doing it outside on rocky terrain, but it's a free version to figure out if you like something like this. And if you do, you can pick up one of these for yourself. But personally, if you just wanted to try and help you with your skateboarding, I don't think it's going to help that much, but they are still a good bit of fun nonetheless. For me, it gets a 3 out of 5 Tonys.
How to make a free balance board. First grab an old deck and an empty water bottle. Take off any labels and fill that fish with water all the way to the top. Next, place it on the ground and lay the deck on top. This is great for training you manuals. Just don't let it split.